Merry meet and welcome to Lux Dragon Queen Magic. I'm Taylor and today is our weekly reading. It is late because I've been having some issues, but it is here now to help celebrate the new moon in Sagittarius. So whether you are here to balance out your own internal energies or if you're here to look in on a twin flame connection, there definitely is a message for you today. With that, let's go ahead and get started. So the very first card that we have coming out today is our God cards for men, and we have Hierophant. I am with spirit in nature. And as always, you may want to pause to screenshot and further embody and engage with this energy. Ultimately, what we're seeing is that there is this need to be in solitude in wilderness. So you're wanting to disconnect from the modern world and you're wanting to get back to a much more natural state. So there's also a comment here around being overworked and not allowing yourself to relax and get to a point where you feel comfortable. And so that's why it's asking for you to put yourself in a bit of isolation, and so that you can find out what that means for you again and to kind of regain the strength that you need in order to move forward. And now for a divine feminine, we had two come out. First, we have Isis, the goddess of magic. Sexual energy is sacred. My pleasure is a prayer that brings me back to life. And so you may want to, if you resonate with her, you may want to look up her story further. But part of the reason why we're commenting on this sexual energy is because that is how she brings back her twin flame into existence after his death. It's an Egyptian story. And so there could possibly be a lot of different metaphors, different ways in regards to how it is translated. So there is a comment in regards of exchanging energy though, and an energy where you build yourself up to the point where it is reflected in your twin flame. The other thing why this feels pretty important is because the sexual energy is also located in the sacral chakra, and that kind of has been a theme this week, is flowing with water, been flowing with the sacral chakra, and getting into that personal power and what that means for us. So this is still asking for a definition of personal power. Next, we have Miao-chan, the Princess of Mercy. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. And so I really enjoy this, especially with the new moon in Sagittarius, which is actually about counting your blessings and maybe finding a way to be more empathetic with those and finding forgiveness during this time. And so that's just with the new moon in Sagittarius, let alone if you're celebrating the holiday as well. And so there is a comment here too, if you have been holding on to anything, seeking justice rather than letting it go with mercy, that this is letting you know that anything you've been holding on to for the sake of justice is hurting you now, versus just letting it go with mercy and allowing the universe to carry out justice versus yourself. So there's again this comment of finding the boundary between personal power and what you can actually do and control. And so with that, you're going to be able to rise up in your own personal energy, because you're going to let go of the things that are not within your personal energy and what you cannot control or even influence. And so with that, let's go ahead and take a look into the tarot. First, we have the Two of Clubs coming out, and so I'm seeing here that there is going to be some planning that's moving forward within this week. So there is going to be a lot of conversation happening too. So if you need a sounding board, a person to talk to just to get your ideas flowing, that's going to be really encouraging to help you get into this energy, especially if you're confused at any point during this week. It's going to be important for you to start making plans. So just be a little bit creative and logical in how you're approaching what you're confused about. And then next we do have the King of Cups coming out. And so this is letting us know too that you are, again, finding that more empathetic version, that compassionate version of yourself, and you are able to move through this week because you're not only giving yourself grace, you're also giving others grace. And so it's allowing you're creating this space inside of yourself as well as around you, and that kind of allows you more space to create what you're wanting to, which gives you this planning energy. But furthermore, it allows those around you to kind of recognize your boundaries and hopefully respect them more, because you are recognizing theirs in turn. And so it's like this mirroring effect is happening. And then with that, we do have the Six of Cups coming out. This is also the Lover's card in this deck. And so it is interesting that we just had the mirroring energy with the King of Cups. So it does feel like there's going to be some big twin flame energy around this week. So you and your twin flame are going to be marrying each other. So if you're feeling within a slump, there's a big chance that your twin flame is feeling in a slump. And so that's a big reason why it's important to talk out any situation that you're going through or any emotions that you're feeling. And that's how you're going to be able to move forward. You can also do this in a meditative space and meet with like your twin flame in the 5D too. The other thing too is there is this comment around choices. So you are making choices in how you're wanting to move forward, and it is kind of this commentary that you're making these choices with the universe in mind, with your sacred plan in mind. And so just good confirmation moving forward, no matter if you're moving forward with your own energies or if you're moving forward in a twin flame space. And then our last tarot we have is the King of Wands, and this is also going to be our Magician card. And so this is our manifestor card. So this coming out right after all of this is again letting you know that you are in charge of all of this. You are manifesting, you're creating this life for yourself. And if you are also manifesting a partner, you are the one who is putting in all of that energy. Again, there is this comment on the mirroring effect, and that's why it's so important that you are being aware of how much choice you have. So something to be said in the Love Tarot when the Magician comes out is it literally is about the fact that like love is a choice is your love. And so it just really feels like all these messages are very connected to the fact that you are bringing about yourself, but it is with this needed to disconnect from this modern world so that you can listen to the whispers inside your heart a lot more. And then you're going to find this week becomes very empowering though, because there is something to be said that there are two kings here, and technically the Lovers is made up of the Empress and the Emperor. So definitely take this energy however it resonates, but it is meant to be an empowering week where a lot of things get cleared out between your internal energy and your twin flame energy. Okay. And so next we have our Divine Energy Invitations. So the first thing we have coming out is do something different. So this energy coming out with this is again highlighting the fact that you have a choice in this matter. So if you have been feeling very frustrated around situations, chances are there is a different way to approach it, and it is trying to highlight that too. So something that is coming out with this do something different though is sometimes to get a different idea, you have to maybe meditate in a different way. You have to clear your head in a different way than you normally would. So this can be very literal, and like maybe instead of, if you're like, I normally go for a walk around my community when I want to really clear my head, it's like, well, maybe instead of doing that, like take a nap and just get that rest instead. You may have a dream that has a different idea, and so it's giving that kind of energy. So I encourage you to be creative with this, but that is the whole point of this, is that you are deciding to do something different, and if you need help with that, do something different that you've never done before when trying to figure out your situation. Okay, and then next we do have Shine Your Light. And so with this, it is letting you know that these choices that you're making is really helping you bring about what is internally inside of you. Something to be said too about the Hierophant energy being around the Divine Masculine is Hierophant energy too is about quieting the outside world so that we can see the internal shine that we have and how we can enhance that to be brighter. And so that really is again what you're seeing with this week. A lot of your choices are just about bringing out yourself and learning how to shine brighter and being really giving you a lot more encouragement in regards to where you're going in this life and exactly what you want to get out of it. And so last but certainly not least, we do have dream cards today. So one of these may resonate with you, or a few of them, or maybe even all of them, but definitely just take what does and leave the rest. So first we do have, imagine your heart opens a little more every time you breathe out. It's easier for you to receive your dream with an open heart. If you live like you've always lived, you'll get the same as you've always had. You must decide to make a change towards your dreams. Decide on what you need to change, and you'll be rewarded with a new sense of achievement. Dare to dream a little bigger. Dare to ask for a little more. Not because everything should be bigger, but for you to see where your limits are. Who or what has made you believe that for some reason or another you don't have what it takes to follow your dream? Okay, so definitely just some food for thought there. I encourage you to maybe take a screenshot of this final image with all these beautiful dream cards showing out. But I'm going to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank you for liking and subscribing. Please do not forget to comment below. Let us know what you are going through this week. Maybe you've had some issues of your own. Feel free to share in a space with like-minded people. With that, I'll definitely see you guys next time. Blessed be.